You have to admit that intro was pretty shit. You have to admit that intro was pretty freaking funny, right? What is up, YouTubers, and welcome back to another episode of Our 6D Journey. My name is Lucas, and I'm here to help us build healthy relationships. So, I got into this conversation today with my fiance about some of the things I experience over the phone with my psychic calls. And I started talking about how people fall in love with things that aren't real. Okay, and this happens a lot, I feel like. And again, I'm just saying this as a statistic for me personally, so I'm not saying this to be sexist. But there are so many women that call me with an issue with their man about levels of flirtation, going out with friends, being non-committal, not providing money the way they want to. There is this endless list of things that they don't want to put up with, that they feel like are disrespecting their energy. And I almost always go to the question of, have they always been like this? Like since the beginning, has he been non-committal? Yeah. And I want to say, okay, so why are you letting him do that to you? Why are you allowing him to disrespect you? And sometimes I get hung up on. Because as you know, if you've watched some of my previous videos, we all have played the victim at one point in our life, if not multiple times in our lives. And what seems to happen is that they play the victim to not standing up for themselves by blaming the person for it. And I think what happens is that, and I've done this, this is why I think this is what happens, because I've done it and I've seen a lot of other people do it. What happens is we meet someone. There's something about them we find attractive. Okay, we'll start shallow. We're attracted to their face, their body, how they are in bed, okay, their job. There's something about them that we're attracted to, okay? And so we latch onto that one thing. Well, because he's so good looking, or because he's emotional, or because he has a good job, or because he has a nice car, because he has a good house, we fall in love with these things, and then we ignore this over here. And we start building up projections of the future for who that person could be. When, from what I've learned, that is one of the worst decisions you can make, because you're falling in love with an imaginary person. That person's not real. And you're banking on the fact, hey, and you're banking, I know, you come here. Okay. And you're banking on the fact that they're going to change. And it's not a good idea. It ain't healthy. Because what if they never change? What if that crap part of their life is just who they are? And I told a woman this the other day. Come here, you little turd. I told a woman the other day, I said, it sounds like you've been waiting 3 years for him to be someone else. And she goes, well, I just know he's capable. And I was like, well, yeah, we're all capable. We're all capable of not cheating. We're all capable of not lying. We're all capable of not betraying people. But people are who they are. And if you're dealing with someone who has commitment issues, that consistently does not want to commit to move the relationship forward, trying to stay in this imaginary projection of who they could be because they're capable, it's bad. It's bad. You know, and there's a big difference between falling in love with someone because they opened your door and they were taking care of their body and they were praying every day and they had a good job. And it's different when you fall in love with qualities they have, and then one day some of the qualities start diminishing, and then to actively bring it up and go, hey, just so you know, I really liked when you opened my door. I really liked that you were healthy, and I've noticed lately that you're not doing those things. Is everything okay? And generally, from my experience with my current lover, because we have a healthy relationship where we actually talk about stuff, I openly tell him what's not working and going, hey, this isn't, like one time, it's a little open for people. This one time, we hadn't been having sex for over a month, both of us were going through high amounts of stress and anxiety with just life situations, and we hadn't been physically close. We hadn't been kissing, we had been holding hands, but our physical space had become broad. And one day he turned to me, we were at the spa, he turned to me and he says, lately I've been feeling unwanted sexually. And by him just speaking it out loud to me and vocalizing the concern he had, all of a sudden I realized that I had shut down, that I had shut myself down, and I was no longer offering my body because I just wasn't in an emotional place to want to give it. And just by him saying it to me and creating a reality of what's really happening right here, we fixed the problem. And do not fall in love with an imaginary person you've never seen. Do not take someone and form them into someone else inside your mind, hoping that someday they will become that, and then get mad at them and hold in feelings of aggression, bitterness, and spite because they're not becoming who you wanted them to be. What if they were never destined to be that person? What if that's not who they are? There are some people that will never commit, that will stay eternal bachelors. There are some people who will never want to have a wild, crazy sex life where you do all kinds of weird, kinky stuff. There are some people that have no desire to go out and make large amounts of money to be sitting in a bank. And that's who they are. But by you or me or them or us or her or him projecting an energy on them, all you're going to do is end up making them resent you and making them hate you because you don't actually love them for who they are in reality right now. Because that is the basis of all real, compassionate, healing, healthy relationships, is accepting, loving, and being with the person who they are now. And if there's anything else, it's just going to be part of the growing process. But we can't latch on to a future possibility of who they might be later. All right, that's all I got today. You guys have a great and fabulous Labor Day. I know I've been kind of like AWOL with making the videos. But like I just told you a minute ago, this last 6 months has been a huge transition for me. And so there's been a lot going on. Okay, and we're not even just COVID. COVID was casual. Of all the things that have happened in the last 2 years, COVID was the most casual thing that happened to me. So we're getting ourselves back in the loop. We're slowly getting up. Subscribe, like, share.